Hi, this is Lisa again. I'm following on from my other videos about how to move on after an abusive relationship. Today I'm going to talk about relationships, romantic relationships, and how you sort of move on and cope with those after you've been in a relationship that sort of destroyed all your trust. Means you don't really know how to love properly, you don't want to let anybody in, so you've got all these barriers up. So how on earth do you sort of find that fulfilling, loving relationship that obviously we all yearn for? It's tough, isn't it? Because majority of us want to be in a relationship. We prefer to be, with a partner. We want to be supported, we want to be cared for, we want to be complimented, we want to feel special. And that's something we really don't feel any of that. Once we've come out of an abusive relationship, we're scared, we're unsure of our decisions, we're unsure of ourselves. We don't want to get hurt again, but at the same time we want this love. And how do you move on? How do you get this love that you should know is out there, that's definitely out there, that we all deserve, that we all crave, that real supportive, nurturing love? And as much as I've just said that we all want to be in a relationship, I certainly did. I moved on way too fast, too soon. Really did. Made all the mistakes in the book. Got involved with another guy who was sort of slightly abusive, much lesser so. And and I just gradually, as I felt better about myself, I really noticed that as I was working more on myself and felt better about myself and sort of respecting myself a bit more, I really noticed that the people that I was attracting were respecting me a bit more, were treating me a bit better. It sort of like was a real direct sort of correlation between the way I was treating myself to the way other people were treating me, including anybody that I met in a romantic sense. Um, so as boring as this sounds, and you might want to hear it because you might be way off a relationship, for years and years, you might not want to go there ever again yet. um, or you might be yearning for that sort of attention, and like I say, the compliments and things. So as boring as this sounds, you need to work on yourself first. You need to spend some time single, and just spend time with yourself, your family, your friends, and your children, um, and work on the relationship, the most important relationship of all, which is the relationship with yourself. Because honestly, the more you treat yourself, the more you treat yourself with love and care and respect, the more you don't settle for any crap. You sort of become more aware of what you want. You sort of push forward with what you want, with where you want to go. And the more independent and that you become, the less attractive you become to these domineering, arrogant asshole types. Because let's face it, a lot of us, me included, completely my problem was that I found arrogance a real turn on. I found it really attractive. You know, lots of us don't we, like bad girls, bad boys, and we sort of go on that, oh, I love a bad boy or I love a bad girl, as if that's sort of out of our control, as if it's completely irresistible. We can't control our feelings, and that's what draws us to these people. Um, that attraction isn't love; it's lust for a start, and it's not going to end happily. If you keep going for these people that if you keep going for the same type, you're going to end up in the same relationships. So you need to take time out to learn to love yourself. Not in that cocky, don't become arrogant and that yourself, but appreciate yourself, and know your worth, value yourself, do things for yourself, treat yourself. And like I said before, that the more you treat yourself better, the the more you attract people that are going to treat you better. Um, and you need to see love, true love, how it's meant to be. It's not about all the constant text, the constant obsessive attention, the control, um, all the ups and downs, the arguments, the real highs but then the real lows. It's not that. True love is supportive, it's nurturing, it fills you up, it makes you think that anything is possible, it makes you feel special just by that person, knowing that person's in your life. They improve your life, they don't make you sad. um, and that's the love that you deserve. Um, so you need to become clear on what love is and what love entails. And I was a bit confused because I was not, I liked the arrogant people. I liked, well, not I didn't like, but I was used to a lot of ups and downs, a lot of arguments. So, big expresses of feelings, so either anger or love or lust. So all those big expanses, which doesn't necessarily, is never going to end well, is it really? Volatile relationships never end well. You deserve more. And so the relationships that are sort of more nurturing and caring and don't have the ups and downs. So to be honest, for me, it felt boring. To me, it would seem boring, but it's not. Once you're involved in that sort of caring, nurturing relationship, it's anything but boring because it frees you to do whatever you want to do. And makes you feel that anything's possible because you've got that support and that support behind you, as well as the independence you've learned from being by yourself. Um, I am sort of living proof of finding love after an abusive relationship, and I've sort of dealt with like a very awful, abusive, obsessive, controlling, violent type of love, and now have the love of this most wonderful person. And I feel lucky every day to have found him because I really appreciate everything that he gives me. But like I said, it's when I met him, this perfect for me person. I was in a good place. I felt good about myself. I had it all under control. I was independent. I was earning my own money. I'd really got everything together myself. And to be honest, yeah, I met a few blokes, over the times in between, my abusive relationship and this perfect relationship. Probably a few more than I should have, to be honest. But like I said, each time I met somebody, they sort of seemed to be slightly better, if that makes sense. They treated me a bit better. I sort of started to feel a little bit of love and like that was a bit cared for. I could maybe lean on them a bit more, expect a little bit more of them. And the more I worked on myself and learned to really appreciate myself and my strengths, and that, and put my needs first, even before the kids sometimes, yeah, I wanted to be the best mum I could, but you also owe it to yourself to look after yourself, because if you're happy, and feeling good about yourself, it's going to be easy to be a better parent. Um, so when I met my husband, I was, really in a good place, and I sort of met him, and I thought, he's a bit boring, a bit quiet, um, but I carried on because I was aware that he wasn't my usual type. And if he wasn't my usual type, it was going to end up with the usual being let down or, hurt or upset. So I thought, so luckily enough, I recognised this was a good thing. The fact that he wasn't my usual type was fantastic. It's going to make me start again, and hopefully I'm going to get something different this time. Didn't really know what to expect. Um, so just kept seeing him, and he wasn't boring at all. He was just a bit maybe more shy than my usual type, and he cared more about what I thought of him. So he'd sort of be aware of how he was treating me and how he was coming across, um, and he never once gave me any excuse to think he was ever going to let me down. To think he was ever going to hurt me. He made lots of effort. He took it slow, which again I really wasn't used to. And part of me thought, oh my God, maybe he doesn't fancy me, maybe this, but just because he wasn't putting any pressure on me, he just wanted to go at my pace. He was sort of aware of my background, and he wanted to go at my pace. And now and again, I just thought, oh, maybe he doesn't like me, but it was just him respecting me and my boundaries and my past and my needs and wants. Um, and it got to the point, a few months in, where he'd never let me down. I kept giving him opportunity. I kept expecting him to let me down and phoning him up if he was a few minutes late and saying, don't bother coming round, if you're too busy, blah blah blah, trying to cause an argument because that's what I was used to. Never rose to it, always just took it in his stride. um, and it got to the point where I thought, I can't keep expecting him to let me down. There's going to be some point where I need to let all these barriers, not all in one go, but let all these barriers, all this fear, um, sort of let it down, let this brick wall down, because where else am I going to go? Because if I carry on expecting him to let me down, or to hurt me, or to keep myself all closed for fear of getting hurt, I'm never going to get anywhere, am I? And I think by then I sort of knew he was a good bloke. He really was. He had a fantastic relationship with his parents, fantastic relationship with his kids. And he had a dog that really looked at him with a lot of love in his eyes. And you can just tell by the way other people are around him that he was a really good bloke. And so, yeah, like I said, it got to this point where I was really conscious I had to make this decision whether to keep up my barriers, not let him in, and to be honest, probably ruin the relationship, and stay forever in this bloody great, surrounded by this bloody great brick wall that my past, is keeping me in. And I couldn't, I wanted to get through, I want to break through that wall, I want to experience love that I know others do. So I could either keep myself within these confines of these walls, or I could just let it all go. Um, and it was really hard. It was so scary. And, because what if I got hurt? What if all of a sudden, once I'd let my barriers down and once he was in my life a bit more, what then if he hit me, or, if he started nicking my money, or just treating me like shit again? And it was a conscious decision to think, do you know what? I've just got to go for it, because I'm never going to get anywhere if I don't try and move on. He wasn't my usual type. I just know he's a good bloke. Um, and I let my barriers down, and never regretted for it for 1 minute. Our life gets better and better. We've been together 6 years, and he's the person that makes me the person I am today, and able, has made me able to get out there and do what I want to do to help others that are trying to get out, or are out and trying to move on with their lives. He's such a fantastic support. But I could have just kept my barriers up. I could have not met him. I could, and I do really feel that it's such a reflection of how I worked on myself. So please, guys, just sort of spend some time on yourself. Start valuing yourself, because true love is out there and it will find you. But you need to find that true love within yourself first. Um, and you need to be aware of those negative traits that you've used to find attractive, and decide there and then you're not going to go for that anymore. You're not going to find that attractive, or you're going to realize, what that it's lust that you're feeling. It's not really love. And move forward. So small steps, as always, with us when we're trying to move on with our lives, you need to take small steps. Work on yourselves first, guys. Treat yourselves. Learn to love yourselves. You've done a fantastic job. You're here. You're moving on, but you're going to move on your terms. So you need to move on in your own way, on your own terms, nurturing and caring for yourself. Filling your life with fun, laughter, your children, your family, friends, um, and become independent. You don't need to rely on anybody for your emotional, for your feelings. It's all within you. How happy you feel is within you. You can get that from yourself. You can get the love and that from yourself. And once you start receiving that from yourself, you receive that from others. So please don't give up hope. Like, there is love out there for all of us. I keep getting upset because I'm so passionate about the thing that, once you know what true love can do, and how it can open you up and make you sense of freedom that you never thought existed. It is out there for you. You just need to do a bit of groundwork first, and make sure you don't let him pass you by because he's not sort of what you would initially find attractive, because he's not got those personality traits that you find attractive, or he doesn't look the way you find him attractive. Give these good guys a chance, because they're worth their weight in gold. They really are. And without him, I'm happy in myself, but he's taken me to that extra level, and I know you can find somebody too. Just when the time is right. Don't push it, don't rush it, and enjoy each and every day. Just being you, and it will come. Your knight in shining armour will come. Not as probably not on a horse unless you're into horses, but he will come. I promise you. I promise you. Good luck. Bye.